Boy, do we have a great lesson today. In today's lesson, we are going to go over a key business English skill: leaving a message or taking a message on the phone. Let's go. In today's lesson, we are going to be going over telephone English. This is a very, very important business English skill that you must practice and make perfect. In today's lesson, this is what we'll do. First, you will hear a sample conversation, a sample telephone conversation. Next, we'll go over 10 of the key phrases. After that, you will practice speaking on the telephone. Today's lesson is a very interactive lesson. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see everything on the screen, but if you're listening on a podcast, you'll still be able to follow along and interact with me. Now remember, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and hit the notification bell. All right, let's get started and listen to the conversation.
Good morning, Urban Office Supply. How may I help you?
Good morning. This is Sarah from ABC Consulting. Could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please?
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson is not available right now. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes, please. Could you ask him to call me back?
Certainly. Could I have your phone number?
Sure, it's 555-1234.
I'll pass along the message. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Good morning, Urban Office Supply. How may I help you?
Good morning. This is Sarah from ABC Consulting. Could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please?
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson is not available right now. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes, please. Could you ask him to call me back?
Certainly. Could I have your phone number?
Sure, it's 555-1234.
I'll pass along the message. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Okay, so how was that? You heard a telephone conversation between two people. Now, let's go over 10 of the important phrases from that dialogue. Number 1, when you answer a telephone at work, then it's very important you answer it in a very professional way. A great way to do this is by saying, "Good morning," then your company name, followed by, "How may I help you?" For example, "Good morning, Urban Office Supplies. How may I help you?" Number 2, when you call a company, if you want to speak with someone, it's always very important that you're polite and that you introduce yourself. So that means you say your name and introduce your company. So that means say your company. For example, we could say, "Good morning," and then you say your name. Then we say, "From," then your company name. For example, "Good morning, this is Shelley from ABC Consulting." Number 3, another great phrase is, "Could I speak with," and then the name of the person you'd like to speak with. "Can I speak with Mr. Johnson, please?" Or you could say, "Could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please?" Number 4, "I'm sorry, he's not available right now." "I'm sorry, she's not available right now. This is a great phrase to use when the person they would like to speak with is not available. Okay, so one more time. I'm sorry, he's not available right now. Or, I'm sorry, she's not available right now. Number 5. Would you like to leave a message? Would you like to leave a message? Now, if the person is not available, it's very important that you take the person's message. So a great phrase for this is, would you like to leave a message? Would you like to leave a message? Number 6. Could you ask him to call me back? Could you ask him to call me back? Now, this is a great message to leave. You know, if your message is very simple, you just want to talk with the person, then a great message is, could you ask him to call me back? Could you ask him to call me back? Number 7. Could I have your phone number, please? Could I have your phone number, please? Now, whenever you're taking a message, it's very important that you get all of the necessary information. So one thing that's very important is you have to get the telephone number. So if you need to get the person's telephone number, a great question is, could I have your phone number, please? Could I have your phone number, please? Number 8. Number 8. Sure, it's, and then your phone number. Sure, it's 555-1234. Now, whenever you're leaving your phone number, do not speak it too quickly. The other person is probably writing it down. So a great way to control your speed is when you are saying your phone number, you should imagine that you are writing it. So for example, sure, it's 555-1234. So I was imagining I was writing it, so my speed was perfect for the other person. So sure, it's 555-1234. Number 9, I'll pass along the message. I'll pass along the message. This is a great phrase to tell the caller that you will give the message to the intended person. All right, so this is really, really great. This is a great phrase. It's a phrase that a lot of native English speakers would use. All right, so one more time. I'll pass along the message. I'll pass along the message. And number 10. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Now, it's always important if you are calling someone and you're leaving a message, they are taking a message. It's very important that you thank them for taking that message. Thank them for helping you. So this is a great way. It's very polite. It's very businesslike. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Okay, so how was that? We had 10 great phrases that you must know. If you can remember these 10 phrases, you'll have no problem taking a message or leaving a message on the telephone. It's really, really important to remember these so you can take your business English to the next level. But now let's practice. Let's practice these phrases. This is the interactive part of the lesson. We're going to use the same conversation, but this time you are going to be Sarah. You are the caller. Now, this is going to be done in two ways. So if you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching the screen, then the first person you're going to hear the person speaking. You're going to hear, good morning, Urban Office Supply. How may I help you? Next, it will be your turn. All right. You will see the sentence on the screen, but there will be no voice. So you must speak this part. All right. So you are the caller. Every time you see the caller's screen, you are going to speak. Now, if you are listening to this as a podcast, maybe you're going to work, maybe you're in the car, you're listening to it as a podcast. Every time you hear silence, that's when it's your turn to speak. Now, people who are watching this or listening to this on the podcast, it's more difficult because there are no sentences for you to read. You have to try to just use the knowledge in your brain, try to remember the 10 phrases that we just practiced. Use those phrases to complete the dialogue. All right, so let's try. So remember, you are the caller. I want you to read or speak your part. And before I forget, if you're enjoying today's lesson, if you think these phrases will help you, if you're improving your English, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share it, and hit that notification bell.
Good morning, Urban Office Supply. How may I help you? I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson is not available right now. Would you like to leave a message? Certainly. Could I have your phone number? I'll pass along the message. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, so how was that? Were you able to speak along at the same speed? Were you able to remember the phrases if you're listening on a podcast? All right, this is challenging, so it's important that you practice it over and over again. The more often you practice it, the easier it will become. You won't even have to worry. It'll be stress-free. You'll be able to speak very fluently. All right, but we're not done because now we need to practice the other side. This time you are going to be answering the telephone. Okay, so you're going to hear a ring and then it's going to be your turn. And then the audio on the screen will be the caller. Okay, so we're switching roles now. This time you're answering the telephone. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, then I want you to just read along on the screen. If you're listening to this as a podcast, then you're going to hear some silence. And that's when you will speak. All right, good luck.
Good morning. This is Sarah from ABC Consulting. Could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please? Yes, please. Could you ask him to call me back? Sure, it's 555-1234. Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Okay, so how was that? Were you able to speak along quickly? You've practiced both sides now. We've used all of those 10 phrases. Now, these 10 phrases will be really, really useful. And if you think they're useful, if you've learned something, if you've enjoyed this interactive lesson, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share it as well, and hit that notification bell. All right, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We have one more thing we're gonna do. We're gonna do a short quiz. I'm going to ask you a question. There will be 3 answers on the screen, A, B, or C. Please choose the correct answer. Number 1, what's a polite way to ask for someone on the phone? A, put Mr. Johnson on the phone. B, could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please? C, I need to talk to Mr. Johnson. B, could I speak with Mr. Johnson, please? Number 2, how do you politely ask for a callback? A, call me back ASAP. B, please tell him to call me. C, could you ask him to call me back? C, could you ask him to call me back? Question 3. Which phrase best ends the call? A, thanks, bye. B, thank you, I appreciate your help. C, I'm done now. Please leave your answer in the comment section. Okay, so those are 3 quiz questions, testing to see if you remember the phrases, you remember how to speak politely when you're doing business English telephone calls. Now remember, question number 3, you need to put your answer in the comment section. So please answer A, B, or C in the comment section. Now I know some of you might be listening to this on the podcast and maybe you're driving. So when you're not driving, when you have time, leave your answer A, B, or C in the comment section. And remember, if you like today's lesson, if you're new to this channel, or maybe you've watched a few of my lessons, but you haven't subscribed yet, well, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Give this video a like, share it as well, and hit that notification bell. All right, today we practice telephone English and we learn 10 really important phrases. I think if you can remember these phrases, you'll have no problem answering the telephone at work or calling someone at work. All right, until the next lesson. See ya. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson. Today we practiced telephone English. We learned 10 key phrases and did an interactive lesson where you could speak on both sides of a telephone call. If you liked today's lesson, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, share it, and hit that notification bell. Until the next lesson, see ya.